There's always people walking by in the hallway synced. Like all of the time. Like multiple different people that live in here. They just walk by in the hallway synced. Like all day. Like all day, every day. But yeah, right when I started the live stream, there's somebody walking by in the hallway synced. And then a lot of videos, like the last, or the video that I did last night or whatever, or the night before that, I think. I don't know. One of those nights. It was like a bunch of stalkers right when I started the live stream, and like right before I start the live stream. And then there's no cars when I start the live stream, and then they come back like 30 seconds later in the video. And they usually do that when I go live. They'll do something right when I click go live, and then it, like, YouTube, it doesn't go live right away on YouTube. Like, it's like 10 seconds into the live, like after I click go live, it's like 10 seconds after that it'll start recording. But like right when I click go live, they'll do something. There'll be stalkers driving by me and whatever, and then they'll just all disappear. And then they'll come back though. I don't know, they're just weird like that. And then like usually the first car that I see on the video, it'll be a bunch of cars that color on the video. Like I see a red car. And the first car that I see on the video is a red car. And then throughout the video, I'm seeing a bunch of red cars synced. But then before I was recording, it was white cars or whatever. Like, they just do weird shit like that. But yeah, pretty much every time I go live, they have to do something. Like right when I click go live. Like whether I'm in here or whether I'm outside. If I'm in here, it'll be someone walking by in the hallway, or it'll be a car honking or engine sound outside or something. But yeah, I need help. $0. Then this morning I woke up at like 6:30, like really early. And there's this loud engine sound outside. Like, damn, you're gonna wake up my neighbors. Usually when I wake up in the morning, there's somebody walking by in the hallway. Like, pretty much every day. Like, right when I wake up. see the tan stalker van I always see out there, And then Friday night, I already said this, but Friday night there was a lot of children stalking me. A lot of people with their children stalking me. Like children playing out on the front yard of their house stalking me. Just like yelling, singing, and doing weird shit. And then like again on that video that I did Friday night, it was like a bunch of people stalking me before I was recording, and then when I started recording, it was less stalkers. There were still stalkers, but there was just less of them than what I saw before I was recording. And then I walked on that path, and like it's dark out there. Like there was cars driving by in the distance that I think were stalking me, but like the whole time walking up that path, there's nothing happening. But then like when I come off of the path, then it was stalkered up again. And then there's that video I did the other night where there's the two ambulances. There's a fire truck, and then there's two ambulances. The fire truck was driving out behind me when I got to the intersection. The one ambulance was at the center of the street behind me, and then the other ambulance was behind me when I got across the street. And then there was another siren on that same video, and then before that video, when I was in my apartment, there was a bunch of sirens. And like all last week, there was a bunch of sirens when I was in my apartment. A bunch of fire truck sirens and ambulance sirens. And I haven't seen any planes in a while, except at work the other day, there was a plane. Oh yeah, and then there was that other video I did the other night where there was that blue car, and they kept driving by me. They drove by me like 3 times. and they just like pull up, and they're just like staring at me, like smiling or whatever. And then I don't remember what happened the first time. Oh yeah, the first time they just drove by, they're just like smiling all weird. But they had this dog in the window. You know, usually when I see that, it's a stalker. So I was like, and I think he was syncing with other cars or whatever. So I was like, oh, this is a blue, and it's a blue car too, you know. So I was like, okay, this is a blue stalker car with a dog in the back window, probably. They were smiling at me weird, like they were stalkers. And then they come back and they drive by me again. Like they drove around the block and they drive by me on the other street. I'm just sitting on the bench by the intersection. And they come and they drive by me again. And then, like, when I point my camera at them, they're like, woo! And then they drive off. And then they pulled up again. But the dog was, like, down in the car, like, couldn't see the dog. And then the dog popped up in the window. Like, they just pulled up and just sat at the intersection. They were just staring at me, smiling. They were just like, and then the dog pops up in the window in the back seat. And I was like, oh, it's them. And then they're like, woo! And then they drove off again. I think they're like some teenage girls or whatever. But just weird activities that people do. And then there's the other video the other day. There's a guy on a motorcycle that took off right next to me out of the ATM with the red shirt on, and he's waving at me as he drives off. He's like, and then there's that other video that I did, like, whatever, a couple weeks ago or whatever. That's like over by that ATM, too. There's like the construction truck. He's like driving out on the street next to me. He's honking. There's nobody on the street or anything. Like, there's nobody around for him to be honking at except me directly across the street from him. And then he honk synced like a bunch of times. And then there's a video of the male guy that met me at the intersection synced. He's flipping me off. As he meets me perfectly synced at the intersection. And then there's 1,000 other examples that I can't think of off the top of my head of perfectly synced things and people being obvious stalkers. Very extremely obviously. Oh yeah, but then there was a guy on a skateboard on the video last night that didn't look like a stalker actually, so that was refreshing. Anytime I see a guy on a skateboard, he's a stalker, so that was like the first skateboard guy that I've ever seen that didn't look like a stalker. So that was cool. I saw a stalker bird this morning that, like, when I walked around a building, this bird flew at me. And then I've seen a lot of stalker bugs this year, but like it seems like last year they were like more annoying than they are this year. They sink on me a lot, but they're not like flying in my face a bunch like they were last year. I mean, sometimes they do, but like not as much. But I see a lot of sink butterflies usually. It's like the main one that I'll see is sink butterflies. Whether I'm walking or whether I'm riding in a car, like, you'll see a sink butterfly meet me at an intersection if I'm in a car, and stuff like that. But I see all types of sink bugs though, and sink birds, sink hawks, and I don't know, they probably got sink deer and cows and shit. They got synced flamingos and synced kangaroos too. I don't know. I know they got synced birds of a bunch of different types. They got synced bugs of all different types. They got synced cats. They got synced dogs. They got synced squirrels. They got synced rabbits. And they got synced people. So I know all that. I don't know if they got synced kangaroos, but probably. Am I working right now? No. In the future, yes. Currently, I'm in my apartment. And then I've been getting hit with frequencies a lot lately. So it stopped for a while, like it stopped for like a week or something. Just like I wasn't getting any frequencies in my ears. And then it started up again like last week. And then it's like every other day or something. And then some days it's like multiple times a day. So I think yesterday it happened. Usually it's like I'll be hearing somebody walking by in the hallway at the same time, or I'll hear my neighbor cough at the same time or something. And I don't really think that it's them doing it though. Like I think it's like the 5G towers or something. Or maybe it is them. I don't know. But I feel like maybe it's just like the 5G towers or something, or like something like that. And they just like they sync on you at the same time to make you think that it's them doing it. So that you snap out on your neighbors like, why are you shooting me with your directed energy weapons? Fucking asshole. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my theory though. I think it's like the 5G towers or something. But regardless, I'll be hearing people syncing at the same time usually. So either somebody walking by in the hallway, my neighbor coughing, or an engine sound outside, or both at the same time. Or my refrigerator turning on or whatever. Or like somebody laughing or whatever. But yeah, it's been a lot of fires lately. Like everybody's house is on fire lately. And then a bunch of people are dying lately too. Because I used to be hearing fire trucks and ambulances just all the time at synced up moments. And then they drive by and they honk their horn at synced up moments. And then they switch up the siren sound synced up. And there's a bunch of whiteys right now synced up. There's a whitey truck and a red truck that look synced up. And then yeah, that white van with the red stripe on it was synced up with another red car on another video the other day. Like whatever, 2 or 3 days ago. It was like a red car drove by me at the exact same time as the white van with the red stripe on it, and then it synced up with another red car when it got to the intersection. And then there was the other video like a week before that or whatever where the white van with the red stripe was syncing up with red cars that were syncing up with red and blue cars or whatever. And I always see that white van with the red stripe syncing up with red cars all the time. Like pretty much every time I see it, if it's not syncing up with red cars, it's syncing up with something else. Or it's just meeting me at an intersection or whatever. But a lot of the time, it is syncing up with red cars. And a lot of the time, the other truck that has the red tailgate syncing up with red cars. It's like a tan truck with a red tailgate. And then there's another one. There's another one I'm trying to think of, but like there's a bunch of cars like that that have like it has red on it or it has blue on it, and it'll sync with a red car or a blue car, or like it is just a red car with a blue fender and it syncs up with a blue car. Just, like there's a lot of cars like that I see, and that white van with the red stripe on it though is always doing that. It's always syncing with red cars. So that's two different videos that like I made short out of it. There's two different shorts that I made out of it, of that happening. But there's other videos where it's doing that, where it's syncing with red cars. That same white van. So it just it is always doing that. Like, and then like seems like at work, every day that I work, there's always cars just honking, like a lot of cars honking. A lot of loud engine sounds too, and a lot of sirens. And then like yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, I think, I was walking up the street and there was like no stalkers around. I was like, where's, like, I was crossing an intersection. I was like, where's all the stalkers at? And then, like, right when I get across the intersection, there's cars pulling up. And then they were all stalkered up all the way up the street. And I was like, oh, there they are. I see blue stalker cars, I think. I think I saw a blue sink with two blue stalker cars. And then he's synced with the whitey with the blue stalker truck, and then he's coming in the parking lot. And then he's gonna park the blue stalker truck. And then he looked right at me as he opened the door and went in the building. And I think it's the guy that I know who is a stalker. Looked like him. Like right as he opened the door of the building and went in, he just like looked right up at me. Here's the white van with the red stripe on it. Is it gonna sync with the red car this time too? I didn't see a red car that time. I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah, I need help. I'm hungry. I got $0. And I don't get paid till Friday, so. But what else stalkered up happened? Anything else that I forgot to talk about? Hmm. Sometimes I'll just be seeing. I'll just see people just like sitting around or like standing around or whatever. I'll walk by them and be like, I hope that's not a stalker. And then later on, I'll see them again. They'll be meeting me at an intersection. I'm like, damn. Another one. Yep. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm out.